Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to see how message waits works in Quota policy. Prerequisites for this video: you need Apigee Edge account. You need basic understanding of Apigee Edge Quota policy. For that, you can refer earlier 4-minute video. Let's take a look at how message waits works in Apigee Edge Quota policy. As you know, different API requests might carry different weight depending on the resources that it consumes. For example, let's say we have a quota count of 4 per minute, and we have requests like get request, which will consume less resources, and post request, which will consume more resources. You can assign message weights and control how the quota will be consumed. For example, the get will take 1x and the post will take 2x of the quota defined. For example, with this 4 per minute, you can able to send ideally 4 get calls or 2 post calls, or mix and match of both, where the total count will be 4 per minute. Let's see how we can able to achieve this in Apigee Edge Quota policy. To get started, log into your apigee.com/edge account. Once you are logged in, click on API proxies to create a new API proxy. For this particular demo, to showcase the message weights of Quota policy, I'm going to use a no target where there's no target server, but it will expose an API. I'm going to say this as Quota weight demo and click next. Choose authorization as pass-through. Click next and build and deploy. So as we discussed earlier, so we're going to count all the get calls as weight 1 and all the post calls as weight 2, and we will define a quota of 4 per minute. To set the message weight based on request verb, we're going to write a small JavaScript code to set the message weights. So click on preflow, click on plus step, choose the JavaScript policy, and then click add. Once you add the JavaScript policy, then click on the JavaScript file. I'm going to copy paste the code from the text editor. Let's see what is there in this code. As you can see here, we are using request.workflow variable to find out which type of request it is. By default, we are assigning a message weight of 1. We are setting a custom flow variable. And if it is verb is post, then we are setting a message weight of 2. And then we will add a quota policy, and we use the message weight defined in the earlier JavaScript policy. So this is the quota policy. You can see here we have defined a load count of 4, interval of 1, and time unit of minute. That is 4 count is allowed per minute. And we have defined message weight and referenced message weight variable that we have set in the JavaScript. So if it is get, then it will be counted as 1 call. If it is a post, then it will be counted as 2 calls for the defined quota. Let's save the proxy. Let's see it in action. We can able to make at most 4 get calls or 2 post calls within a minute, or mix and match of both, where the total count is 2. We cannot make a post call using trace console. So for that, I am going to use Apigee REST client to make a post call. So I select a post verb. I'm going to copy this endpoint. And now if I hit send, then API call will be made. So at most we can make 2 post calls within a minute. As you can see here, the third one errored out with 500 and the quota rate limit violation. You can also see in the trace only 2 calls worked and the third call failed because we defined 4 per minute, but the post will be counted as twice due to the message weight we have defined in JavaScript policy. If it is get calls, then it should allow 4 calls within a minute. Let's give a couple of seconds so that the quota counter will reset, and when the next minute starts, we can able to make 4 get calls since we have a message weight of 1 for get method. The counter resets in the start of the minute. Yeah, there you go. So we can able to make 4 get calls, and the 5th one should fail with 500, as you can see here. So we made 4 get calls and the 5th one failed. If you have any questions, please feel free to post your questions in community.apigee.com. Subscribe to YouTube channel to get notified whenever there's a new 4-minute video.